Got something brand new from BUL Armory. Let's see what it is. It's no secret I'm not a huge 1911 guy, or 2011 guy for that matter. I feel like the design's still kind of antiquated. I've seen more failures from 1911 style pistols compared to modern polymer frame striker fired handguns like Glock or the Smith & Wesson M&P series. And while it's true that single action triggers are outstanding, there are still excellent triggers to be found in more, let's say, technologically embiggened designs. A great example, the Langdon Tactical PX4, one of my favorite handguns right now, or the CZ Shadow, which is possibly the best shooting out of the box handgun that I've ever reviewed, but we'll talk more about that in the conclusion. Today we're talking about the BUL Armory EDC. If you're new to this channel, BUL Armory did not pay me for this review. We don't do that around here. We would appreciate your support because you keep us independent. Go to subscribestar.com/TFBTV, or you can find us on Patreon or Player. For what it's worth, if you're on Subscribestar or Player, we give away 6 gift certificates to Top Gun Supply every single month worth $250, and you can use them on whatever you want. And we give away 4 $100 gift certificates to Blue Alpha. You can get belts, slings, soft goods, whatever from one of the best companies in the business. Let's continue. Although I make my feelings about the 1911 readily apparent and it triggers some of you, for the most part, it's just a little bit of banter. I greatly respect John Moses Browning's design and the boomers who love it. Even my buddy Jimmy Cannon, who's an excellent pistol shooter, Green Beret, he favors Staccato and he shoots it like a house on fire.
I'm extremely pumped right now. This is a big deal for me. So,
Holy shit.
whoa, damn!
My buddy Twista, also a bigger fan of Staccato and high-end 2011s than I was of his albums when I was in college. And I was a big fan. I have an inherent bias against the design because I feel like I don't shoot it as well as other pistols. I find it less reliable than other designs, but I have to concede there's nothing quite like a 1911 trigger. And damn, 2011s just look great, feel great, shoot great too. And I've got a soft spot in my heart for BUL Armory. God damn. Like full magazine just into one big hole. Wow. God, man. I mean, I gotta the trigger's freaking phenomenal. Woo. God, that's like nothing. Good shooter, man. Holy shit. Although they've been in the business for decades, this Israeli company has only really come into the limelight with the advent of YouTube and social media, as gun reviewers and influencers have discovered that this company makes a top-tier product at a mid-tier price. Indeed, the only 2011 I own is the BUL Armory SAS2 Ultralight after it laid out my Glock 43X in a side-by-side accuracy comparison during my first review. To be fair, it also had a hard time shooting hollow points in my follow-up review, and it had to go back to the factory to get that fixed. But like I said, 1911 is gonna 1911, what you gonna do? BUL has just released this EDC, a pistol I find very few flaws in despite its competitive price. But we'll talk about that later in the video. The BUL EDC, designed to be kind of a jack-of-all-trades type gun. Kind of between a compact duty-sized gun. It's made for those who maybe want to conceal it on Friday, compete with it on Saturday, take it to church on Sunday. The frame's crafted from polymer and aluminum, meaning it's light. It's paired with a 4 1/4 inch BUL barrel with a 10-degree crown borrowed straight from BUL's competition pistols. The grip is a full-size polymer module with diamond checkering on the front and back strap, and the grip panels themselves are aggressively textured. There's also a double undercut beneath the trigger guard. You can see that right here, making the grip incredibly comfortable for extended shooting sessions. South of the safety, everything on the frame's polymer. But in today's world where polymer frames dominate the handgun market, this shouldn't be a concern to anyone except hardcore 1911 purists. The EDC features the BAO, or BUL Armory Optics Multi-Footprint System. Shout out to BAO in Chicago, maybe my favorite restaurant ever. You can mount RMR, DPP, RMSC, Holosun K optics to the slide. We've got a Holosun K right here using the aluminum adapter plates. The mounting system includes a stabilizing post to reduce the mechanical load on optic screws. The adapter plates you'll need come included in the box. You don't have to buy them separately, and they're not plastic shit.
The trigger on this pistol, outstanding, a clean, crisp break, weighs in 3.5 pounds with a very short reset that's perfect for quick follow-up shots. The sights are equally impressive, featuring black serrated rear sight, bright fiber optic green front sight that makes target acquisition quick and intuitive.
That's crazy, man. I mean, just cranking my hog with this thing, and it's just all right there. Had a little flyer, but that's a 3-inch circle. That's at 7 yards. Freaking nuts, man. I just wish I liked 2011s. Look, if I like 2011s, this is probably the one I would have. Shit, this is really hard to beat with a $1,800 MSRP.
Fit and finish for the BUL EDC, top notch. The slide features aggressive serrations, making it easy to rack the slide, press check it, whatever. And the slide itself rides smoothly on the frame, like you guessed it, oiled up tits on glass. Time to channel my inner Brad Pitt and ask, what's in the box? BUL includes 3 magazines, each with an 18-round capacity, along with adapter plates for the BAO or BAO system, a short mainspring housing pin, a guide rod takedown tool, a bore brush kit, owner's manual, and a really neat range bag. Pricing on the BUL EDC, $1,850, which is ridiculous, but for 2011s, actually pretty reasonable. Sounds like an awesome 2011, but this is called the BUL EDC. EDC as in everyday carry. Is this pistol really suitable for EDC? Mine came packaged with a Priority 1 holster with a metal belt clip and a wing. Seemed like a pretty decent holster. I think many of you have heard me complain about the wing. Does nothing for me. Good news, this pistol holds a whopping 19 rounds. Bad news, it's got a full-size grip frame that's substantially taller than what you would find on, say, a Glock 19. I've got a Glock 49 right here. That is the 19 frame with the 17 slide on top. And as you see, it is a lot bigger. The grip also much thicker than a 9mm Glock, although it's still quite comfortable. Perhaps my biggest complaint would be the giant magazine well. I don't know why so many companies are insisting to have EDC guns with jet funnels. The last time I spoke face-to-face with John Correa, who has somehow not given himself irreversible psychological damage from watching thousands upon thousands of people getting straight up bodied in real-life defensive shootings, he told me that he could only think of 1, maybe 2 instances where a civilian shooter had to reload in a defensive gunfight. In other words, if this is truly your everyday carry for concealed carry, it's highly improbable that you're actually going to need a huge magazine well, but I promise you that this will be a pain in your ass, possibly literally, to try to carry or conceal. I call this EDC Nicki Minaj because it's got way too much plastic in its massive butt.
Can you imagine me every day carrying this gun? I mean, look at this. Nah, this ain't gonna work for me.
Moreover, the BUL's got a 4.25-inch barrel versus the Glock 17's 4.5-inch barrel. Not a big deal, sheds a little weight at the cost of a little performance. In essence, this gun is configured more like a Glock 19X, like a duty pistol, than it is, say, the Glock 49, which is more EDC oriented with a more compact grip and frame. Love that it takes optics, but I wish companies would stop trying to make optics plates happen. Just go with native mounting. I used a 407K on this gun, worked perfectly. Would have loved to have just direct mounted it instead of introducing this potential point of failure, although admittedly BUL's BAO mounting system is well thought out and allows co-witnessing with the irons that come on the gun, a huge plus. But perhaps the saving grace for carryability, if you will, ignoring the remarkable performance and the fact that this pistol kicks the shit out of any Glock trigger I've ever tried, including even the Combat Master, is the fact that this gun is only about 4 ounces heavier than a Glock 17. That's it. Or if you're a pessimist, you could say that it's a whole quarter-pound heavier than a Glock 17, which is a full-size pistol. From my perspective, I picked this gun up and I was surprised at how light it was. This could be a great pistol for EDC. How about the pricing? Gotta say, considering the features you get and it's 2011, which is pricey, pretty phenomenal. 2011 magazines are absurdly priced. They include 3 in the box. MSRP in this gun, $1,850, $350 higher than the Springfield Prodigy, which is $1,500 MSRP. That's a good gun, but what I would consider to be kind of the lowest tier 2011 still worth buying. You can go bargain bin hunting or dumpster diving for a decent Turkish 2011 for sure, but I've been underwhelmed with all of those that I've tried. At the same time, this gun costs half as much as a Staccato, but maybe performs just as well. While I would be reluctant to say that BUL matches Staccato in terms of overall build quality, it isn't like I'm looking at the BUL Armory and thinking, you know, fit and finish on this gun could be nicer. It's a really nice gun. I think I would much rather spend $1,850 MSRP on, say, this versus 2 times as much for a Staccato. Now, to be fair, if I've got $1,850, I'm not spending it on a 2011 either. But if you're set on a 2011, which is totally understandable, I'm not sure that there's a better deal on the market as we sit here today than the BUL EDC. But then again, the 2011 market is out of control right now. I'm generally disinterested in it. It's blown up so rapidly over the past few years that it's really hard to keep track at this point. And again, not a huge 2011 guy myself. So what would I rather spend my money on if not the BUL EDC for a high-end carry gun that isn't a 2011? The Shadow 2 Compact would be a very, very easy choice that would be much more concealable and carryable than this, while using mechanical design that I like better, the CZ75 system, and costing several $100s less. Unfortunately, even though it's a smaller pistol, tips the scales at 30 ounces. I don't know how CZ managed to make a gun that small, that heavy with an aluminum frame, but there it is. At the same price as the EDC, about $1,800, you can get one of my current favorite pistols, the PX4 LTT Compact Carry 2, but it's not a 2011, it's a little thick and it takes some getting used to. The SIG P365 AXG Legion, also a great competitor, a few $100s cheaper, but it's kind of a different type of gun, like a big micro compact, I guess like a tall midget. You're only giving up 1 round of capacity with the 365 AXG versus this gun while getting a much more compact pistol. Interestingly enough, it weighs just as much as the BUL, and the trigger is not even in the same league as this BUL EDC. I guess what I'm trying to say, the EDC pretty close to perfect if you're looking for a high-performance concealed carry 2011. If it were me and I were 30 years older and interested in a 1911 style pistol for real carry or EDC, I would make this a 15-round gun without the mag funnel and with the ability to direct mount the 407K. That's really all this gun needs, but if you value capacity over concealability, this might be unbeatable for the price, at least as far as 2011s go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you at SHOT Show. Don't forget to subscribe, and subscribe, speaking of SHOT Show, to TFB TV Showtime. That's our sister channel. That is where 80 to 90% of our SHOT Show and EWA and Enforce Tech and really any show videos that we post, they all go over there, so we're not inundating you here on the main channel with 100 SHOT Show videos over the course of a week and a half. So make sure you go over to TFB TV Showtime. Thanks again for watching. Take care.